Hey everyone, today I want to talk about Toyota's somewhat secret recall they're having with the Corollas regarding the CVT transmission cars. This is somewhat secret for two reasons. Number one, they, as far as I know, are not doing any notifications to owners like traditionally you would for recalls, where they'll send out mailers or however they do want to do notifications. They're not doing that as far as I know, both when they did the early update to this and now the later one. And number two, this recall is not showing up on all websites in regards to manufacturer recall notifications and information. Like safercar.gov is typically a very good resource for finding out recalls on your vehicles, but this information, because it's not a traditional safety recall, will not show up. The two main websites that this is showing up on, you can go on toyota.com/recall, put in your VIN number, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's website, which is nhtsa.gov/recalls. In a minute, I'll go over what specific years and what models of cars this covers. This all started back in March of 2018. Toyota acknowledged that there was an issue with the CVT transmission. Toyota explains that a component within the CVT transmission could become damaged and lead to a warning light and spontaneously reduce the speed of the vehicle to where the car could only be operated up to approximately 37 miles an hour. So I will link all this information in the description below so you can read this information, digest it, and sort of look into it on your own. Because this is not a safety recall, Toyota executives did not classify this as a safety recall, but they are calling this a special service campaign. That's what they're referring to this as, a special service campaign. They're not, like I said, they're not really making your traditional notifications with this. A lot of people are finding this information by accident. They're going to bring the cars in for service, and the service technicians are saying, oh, by the way, there's a software update for the car. Guys are finding this information out on the forums like I did. So unfortunately, Toyota's really not going out of their way to notify owners of this. As far as the models that are covered in this, this is covering Toyota Corollas with a CVT transmission from 2014 to 2017. It also covers the Toyota Corolla Im for 2017 and the Scion Im for 2016. So this is approximately 1.3 million vehicles that this is covering. They're going to do this. They're supposed to be doing this at no charge for the cars. And as I stated, they were supposed to send letters out in April of 18 for this. Now, what happened was people started coming in for the original software update in April of 2018. They found out very quickly that this update was failing. The update was not working, so they very quickly suspended the recall, and people were starting to make service appointments to bring the cars in to have this remedied. They called all the people that had the update scheduled and canceled it. It was suspended by Toyota because it was failing, so they needed to come out with a fix for the fix. So fast forward to about August of 2018, and they now had a fix for this. Now, this was about 6 weeks ago. It's now middle of September. I didn't get any sort of notification for this. I didn't get an email. I didn't get a letter in the mail. I didn't get a phone call. Nothing. Toyota has really not put any effort into letting people know to come in and to deal with this issue. So they're really not killing themselves to get this information out there. I have no idea why. I do not work for Toyota. I am not affiliated with Toyota. I am only putting this information out there to help owners because this affects over 1 million owners. And this could become a very expensive issue if it gets to the point where the transmission needs replacement and it's out of warranty. I'll get into that in a minute. As of right now, they are covering it. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but as of right now, they are covering out of warranty cars. But like I said, I'll get into that in a minute. But like I said, they're really not going out of their way to notify any of the owners about this. And as of right now, they're supposed to be doing this with no charge. As far as how they are fixing this, there seem to be three main ways they are going about fixing this. There is either a software update, where they're just going in with the computer and changing the software. That's the easiest way to remedy this. the other two ways are if you're getting a certain code, a certain check engine code, when the light comes on, they're either doing a valve body replacement, which if you're not a big car person, the valve body is basically the main controller, mechanical controller for the transmission that routes the fluid where it needs to go for the operation of it. A fair amount of owners are saying they're doing valve body replacements, which has taken a couple weeks to get the part in. I don't know if this is really becoming a crazy issue where a lot of valve bodies are having to be ordered to replace this. And worst case scenario is the entire CVT needs to be replaced. Now, Toyota's drivetrain warranty is 60,000 miles or 5 years. So we really haven't hit 5 years because this only affects 14 cars. So we won't hit the year mark until next year. But some cars are over the 60,000 mile warranty. Now, from what I've read, it doesn't necessarily mean if you have high mileage, you're going to need a transmission. If you're low mileage, it's just going to be a software issue, and then that's it. There have been some stories where owners with less than 1,000 miles have needed transmission replacements, and the higher mileage cars have just needed software. So there's no rhyme or reason where it's necessarily high mileage is bad, low mileage is good. It probably just depends on how you drive the car, the conditions you're driving the car. I don't know for sure, but I would probably guess it's something to do with that. Again, I will put all this information in the description below, but this is the warranty reimbursement procedure from Toyota from their initial. I don't know if it's changed for the new update because I haven't got my hands on that, but this is the initial flow chart for how they're remedying it. Now, the basic guts and of this thing, simplified, are if you need an ECU update where they're just changing the program of the computer, you come in, they change it, it's no charge. That's the end of it. Have a nice day. If you have to get into CVT or valve body replacement, I don't think they're charging for the valve body replacements as far as I know. But if you need a full CVT replacement, if the car's under warranty, they fix it, send you on your way, have a nice day, end of story. As of right now, I don't know. Again, I don't work for Toyota. I'm not affiliated with Toyota. I don't know if this will change. Right now, according to this flow chart, if the car is out of warranty, you have to contact Toyota some way. The dealers have to contact Toyota, and they have to get an authorization to replace the transmission. So they have to be authorized to replace it. Now, these are for out-of-warranty cars. I don't know if in the future this is going to change. If they're going to say, this is going to start affecting a lot of cars, and they're going to say, look, we're not doing this for out-of-warranty cars anymore. You're on your own. I don't know. The possibility definitely exists if this becomes a very, very expensive fix, because this is not a safety recall, and I do not believe this is government mandated. They don't have to do this. So if it gets really expensive and a lot of cars are affected by this, they may say, you know what, we're not going to do this anymore. This is getting too expensive. The possibility exists, especially if they say, if they put a mileage parameter on it down the road. They say, look, if its cars are over 100,000, we're not doing it for over 150,000, because eventually these cars will start getting a lot of mileage on them. And if the transmission fails at 200,000 miles, people say, hey, there's a recall on this, fix it. They say, nope, sorry, we're not doing it. The mileage is too high. Again, a possibility. I don't know for sure, but it definitely exists. Now, I had my recall just done. I had the software update. It only took about an hour and 15 minutes for them to do it, so it's pretty simple, not a big deal. I've been on the Toyota Corolla forum, great resource, a lot of great owners on there with a lot of good information on there. It seems like the bulk of the people are having this fixed with software updates. So this doesn't seem to be like a catastrophic thing where every car is getting valve body transmission replacements as far as I know. There's been a couple of valve body replacements on there, and the full transmission replacements seem to be pretty few and far between as of right now. Hopefully that doesn't change. But most of the owners on there, like I said, they're saying the transmission ECU program is doing it, and that the car does seem to be smoother to drive. The transmission accelerates more smoothly than it did before. But and then, like I said, some of the owners are saying that they got to get the entire valve body replaced, and it's taken a couple weeks for them to get the part in for whatever reason that is. I don't know. I cannot say for sure, but basically, I'm putting this information out there because, like I said, Toyota does not seem to be going out of their way as of right now. I don't know if that's going to change. I don't know if the mailers or the emails or however they want to notify people is going to eventually go out. But as of right now, like I said, like 6 weeks ago, they started this second version of this update that apparently is working now. They're not, as of right now, it's been 6 weeks and they haven't sent anything out. I hope this does it. I hope down the road that this isn't some band-aid fix where they're trying to fix this with a software update when a hardware fix is what's really needed. Again, I don't know. I want to get this information out there to all the owners because there's no videos, as far as I found on the internet, that are covering this. There's really not a ton of... There are some information on the forums. Like I said, the forums are a really good resource, and there are some like automotive websites that are kind of highlighting this information, getting out there, but Toyota's really not doing a lot on their end, so I want to try to help people as best I can to fix this before it becomes a really bigger issue than it already somewhat has become. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video. I hope this really gets out there. Please like and subscribe this video. Share this as much as you can to anybody you know that owns one of the cars that I discussed that's covered in the parameters of this. Again, I'll just go over this. Toyota Corollas, 2014 to 2017. Toyota Corolla IMs for 2017 and Scion IMs for 2016. So if you know anybody that owns one of these cars, get this information out there so they can get the car to the dealer immediately. Especially if you're coming up on the end of your 60,000 mile warranty, get the car to the dealer immediately. Apparently some owners have pressed really hard the service technicians at the dealers for more information on this, where they're asking, like, what's really going on with the transmissions? Is the software update going to do it? Are you going to cover this thing out of warranty indefinitely? And they're not really saying anything firm. They don't want to commit to anything, and they don't want to really say anything, so they're trying to like skate around answering the questions, as far as I've been seeing with some owners that are discussing this and really saying they're pushing hard for issues. They're not getting anything in writing, and they're really not saying anything. So the best thing you can do to protect yourself is just get back to the dealer immediately, especially if you're at the end of the warranty. If you got a new car, like a 17, you still have plenty of time to deal with this. But either way, just get to the dealer right away, like I said, and share this information as much as you can. I will also be doing other videos with my Corolla. I did my oil change video and my maintenance light reset video, and I'll be doing maintenance and repair videos as the car ages and it needs it. And I also have a couple of sports cars in the garage that I do some additional videos with, and buyer's guides if you're into those type of cars. So I hope you enjoyed this video and hope it was very informative. Thanks for watching.